a small town in India, in a place called Rajkot, which is where my father and his family were from. And this little guy over here is, can you believe it? This guy over here. And this guy actually had a very, very rough childhood. Most of you probably don't know that. In fact, he had to walk to school. 5 miles, it's true, uphill. It used to snow in Rajkot when he had to walk barefoot to school. And more amazingly than that, on his way home, he would actually do his homework, because that way he would be home ready to take care of his parents the moment he got in the door. Some of you are wondering, is that him or is that the Indian James Dean? Who is that guy? And meanwhile, in Bombay, as he went there for medical school, another story was unfolding. And this story is actually about a young nurse who actually left her little village in Maharashtra at age 17 and went on her own to Bombay. And that's her in the middle, in case you were wondering which one she was. And she ended up going through nursing school and was a really very great student, in fact, and finished #1 in the state of Maharashtra, which is about the size of the state of New York, in her nursing exams that year. And went to work at this hospital where, of course, you know, interestingly enough, she met this man here. And what we learned was that it was only 2 weeks, that's right, 2 weeks before he was set to sail ship to go to England to start his residency, that he had the guts to ask her out. 2 weeks! Now I want you to think about this a second. She was 22 years old, so all by herself, knew no one in the world, really not even him if you think about it. And on August 30th, exactly 50 years ago tonight, these two were wed. Isn't that a great story?
Greetings from the San Jose Sanguis. And happy anniversary, Mama Papa! We are sorry we cannot be with you tonight on this very special occasion, but my appendix chose a bad time to misbehave. We love you. Happy anniversary!
Happy anniversary!
Actually, the so-called John was only 7 people. With the bride, nobody to give up. The bride said, I'm going to give away myself. And I still have that beautiful photograph of 7 of us standing there, and we asked some walker, I say, hey, take a picture of me.
Dr. Mao Sangui has an honor that nobody else could ever have, and it can never be taken away. I'll tell you what it is. He was the first medical doctor in Novi.
Love much more than you have done in the past, and laugh, but not continuously, otherwise people will misunderstand.
I have rarely seen a married couple in so much love and fondness for each other. In the end, I pray to God that neither of Maobai and Kumud may suffer the pangs of separation from each other till the end of their lives. Amen. Tu man shudi, man tu shuda. I become you, you become me. Man tan shudam, tu jan shudi. I become body, you become soul. Tasna doyat badazi, man digaram tu digari. Being one, afterwards, nobody can say you and I are different.
And now, these years later, when someone says to me, do you know Mav and Kumud Sangvi? I said, yes. Physician, nurse, volunteer, elected official, but more important than any of that, I say Mav and Kumud Sangvi are my friends.
Well, the mayor there was talking about friends, and the Lindroy family has been honored for a number of years to be friends with the Sangvis. And all I'd like to say is that we really thank you for the rewarding time that we've had in terms of being friends with you. It's quite a wonderful thing to have been associating with you, Mao and Kumud, for the number of years we have. You've enriched our lives. Thank you.
My family, it is my great honor and proud and privilege to accept the nomination to give a toast to the two of the people I love the most.
Secondly, we hope this 50 years more
Can you tell Bob to move back a little?
in good health. Congratulations.
You can take all these quotes and you can say one thing. It's the definition of Mao and Kumud Sangvi.
This is something I would like to say about Babuji and Aji. They've been together for a long time. What? If they haven't been married since I was 2, they have, but if they weren't, I wouldn't be here right now. Because Bapuji was the one who told the doctors to do something. And that's when they figured out what was wrong. And Bapuji is the one I should thank. And Aji is the one I should love.
The very first person that I met was Mao Sangvi. Mao approached me and he said, he says, where are you from? I said, why do you ask? He says, because of your accent. I said, no, you're the one that's got the accent.
The Paranjpe family in India is also very illustrious, very intellectual, and many of them had led Maharashtra, and Paranjpes were at the forefront of reform, education, and intellectual.
You know, Mao's kind of calmed down lately, but he used to be a ball of fire. And so, you know, he would, you know, he'd get off crazy about stuff and get all people, you know, what do you think, you know, is he doing, and what is he talking about? And she was always very soothing to everybody. It's true, isn't it? So I appreciate that, and I realize that, you know, relationships, 50-year relationship, has got to have balance.
My father once told me when I was a young man, he was born in Valletta, Malta, that life is like this. And you flip it over, son, and it's like that. And he would tell me that time in and time out, but he would never tell me what he meant. He goes, son, you can wake up in the morning and be miserable and hate the world, or you can flip it over and say, hey, life is pretty darn good. And that's how this man lived his life his whole time. He's some kind of special to me.
We're so glad to be here with everybody. It's fun in Michigan. We love you, Aji and Bapuji. Happy 50th anniversary.
In one of the movies you saw, he was very hard-working when he was young student and all those good things you heard. But he was the one who always ran away from work. I am speaking on behalf of those who are still in this room and those who have left us. And I congratulate Mava and Kumud on behalf of the clan.
Hello and good evening, everybody. I want to thank you for all of you for coming here. That's first thing. But second thing, as my son said, live in this moment. I'm so happy at this moment, and I'm so happy to be wife. Through thick and thin, or what, you know, crumbles and love and all. But as said, that there was always the love. Behind the love, what was there, it was hidden behind it. Sometimes it comes to the surface, but it doesn't matter. But eventually, this is the moment, and this is the moment I'm living for. And I thank my husband for being my husband for so long, and giving me all the life experiences, good, bad, loving, sad, whatever it comes, but we had them together, and most of all, this is the love of my life.
I thought that 50 years, 1 minute a year. So I got a 50-minute speech ready here. Kumud has always complained that I never said, will you marry me? He said, I always said, I'm going to marry you. So Kumud, will you marry me? Jude re jo rai, jude re jo, jode jode, jode re jo rai. ये भले सूरज उगे के ना उगे, भले चंद्र चढ़े के ना चढ़े, भले दिवस उगे के ना उगे, भले सांझ ढले के ना ढले, जोड़े रे जोरा la 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 la